It's time for everyone's favorite topic, 7 Supergirls. So the owner of 7 Supergirls was a batshit insane 50-something-year-old man. And actually someone in my comment section by the username of PissMama420 called him the Riddle Man. So I feel like we should just start calling him that because I just don't even want to give him a name. I just don't feel like he deserves it. Fun little fact about the Riddle Man. He had this obsession with all the girls on the channel looking 12 years old at all times, even though we were all like 15, 16, going on 17. To the point that some of the rules that he started to implement and then claimed were because of the sponsors were that we could not cut our hair, dye our hair, wear makeup, pluck or wax our eyebrows, shave our leg. One night I was like, I'm tired of the shenanigans. I'm fed up. So I get my little tweezers out and I'm sitting in my little bedroom and I'm like, I start plucking. I'm like, pluck like 5 hairs off each eyebrow. I think, okay, that's not even noticeable. He'll never even find out. Little did I know he was gonna threaten to kick me off the channel 2 days later because I did this. So 2 days later, I filmed my video, I edited it, and then I sent it in because he uploaded them, but we like filmed and edited them. The second that man received my video and went to review it, I got a Skype call. He was British, by the way. So the Riddle Man rings me up, and he's like, did you pluck your eyebrows? Do you understand what's going to happen if you did that? I'm like, whoa, I plucked 5. I was like, no, of course not. I don't know if you guys follow Emily, who was also on 7 Supergirls, but she made a video about how he always used to tell us that we would age ourselves out, whatever that means. And he starts telling me that because I plucked my eyebrows, I'm going to age myself out of the channel, and I no longer am going to get any sponsorships, and I ruined all my opportunities. And then he starts telling me that he's going to cut my pay. And took away my opportunities because I plucked 5 hairs off my eyebrow. And then he tells me, the only way you're going to get these opportunities back is if you send me weekly photos of your eyebrows growing back to show to the sponsor. And so that I did. My mom and I were like, we get out our camera and she's like, okay, look as depressed as you possibly can so he feels horrible. And I'm like, okay, I got this. And I have the picture. First it was this one. And she was like, no, not depressed enough. Sad ASPCA commercial pup. So that's what we sent him. It didn't work. He didn't feel bad. Then he asked for up-close shots. And this is when they started to grow back. Please tell me you can tell the difference because I sure as hell can't. Not even the crickets are making noise. I figured out eventually that he was not actually sending these to the sponsor because the sponsor did not care if I had plucked 5 hairs off my eyebrows. He was just insane and wanted to make me feel bad because he loved to manipulate people and guilt trip everybody because he had some kind of weird power trip and he was just horrible. So, thanks for that, Riddle Man. My eyebrows look great now. I hope he has an awful day. Again, if this ruins your childhood, sorry. So you guys love to hear about 7 Supergirls, so today I'm going to capitalize off my misery and tell you about it for views. Just kidding. So one thing I think a lot of people don't know about the channel is the assigned best friends. And when I say assigned best friends, I mean the 54-year-old man who ran the channel, that's a story for a different day, woke up one day and decided that we were all going to have a designated best friend on the channel and that we were not allowed to be friends with anybody else. And I am not being dramatic. He literally told us that if we were seen alone with any of the other girls on the channel, it would ruin everything and we would lose all of our opportunities. He said we could not be seen with anybody in real life because what if the viewers thought that that person was our best friend instead of the person he assigned us with? Because how horrible would that be? You know, because obviously you can't have more than one friend. It's just science. Granted, I don't think this man has ever had a friend in his life but that's not the point. I remember one day I posted a photo on my Instagram of me and my friends from swim team, which is a very normal thing for a high school girl to post on her Instagram, and I got a phone call, not even an hour later, of this man screaming at my mom and I saying, you can't post things like that because what if they think that's your best friend? And I was like, bruh, relax. One thing that he used to always do is when he was mad at us, he would threaten us and threaten to take away everything we build, but he would do it in like riddles. So he would say things like, the train has left the station. Like, what does that even mean? This is a YouTube channel. So I remember he called me that day and he was like, if you don't take that down, the train will leave the station and I will take away all of your opportunities. Like, I'm so scared. Like, let's be a little bit serious. Why are you yelling at a 16-year-old girl and her mother over her having friends? Not only that, but he would pit the best friends against each other. And all of the girls on the channel were genuinely friends. So we all thought it was so stupid, but he would be like, well, this best friend duo is doing better than this one. What do you mean? If this ruins your childhood, sorry, babes.
One thing about me is I never had crushes as a kid. It always made me feel so strange and isolated, but I just never did. So let me set the scene for you. It is 2010. I am in 5th grade. I am the ripe age of 10 years old, and we are sitting in math class. I'm sitting on the floor with my little friend group, which I had a pretty big one at the time. It's probably the most friends I have ever had and will ever have in my entire life. And we are playing math games because it's Valentine's Day. And on holidays, when you're in elementary school, you get to play games instead of do serious work. All of a sudden, my friend at the time, I think her name was Ashley, turns to the group and she goes, I know what we should do. And I'm thinking, oh God, what should we do? She has this horribly bright idea to tell us that whoever loses the next round of the math game has to go find their crush at recess and tell them that they love them. I start panicking for 2 reasons. 1, I'm horrible at math. I had no cognitive function in math my entire life. 2, I didn't have a crush, which meant I was going to have to pick out some random person to tell that I loved if I lost this math game, which I would, just so I didn't seem suspicious. Lo and behold, I lose the math game. I start shaking. My hands are shaking. There's sweat dripping down my back. My anxiety's at an all-time high. I was a very anxious child. They all go, oh my God, who do you have a crush on? I look around the room. I'm darting my eyes everywhere. I'm trying desperately to find someone to have a crush on. They're all waiting. It feels like the walls are closing in. I cannot find a single person to possibly have a crush on. And then I remember this one guy that my one friend from lunch had a crush on. His name was Payne. Not P-A-I-N, but P-A-Y-N-E. Artsy. So help me God if he sees this. I turn to them. I gulp. It's Payne. I have a crush on Payne. With sheer evil in their voices, they go, at recess, you'll find him. And so I did. Recess rolls around. I am praying and hoping in my little 10-year-old brain that they somehow forgot about this, but they did not. And they circle around me at recess and they go, it's time. So I go find Payne on the soccer field, and I walk up to him, and he doesn't even know I exist. He doesn't even know who I am. And I walk up and I tap him on the shoulder. He turns to me, befuddled, and I go, I love you. He looks at me for a long beat and goes, and walks away. So let me set the record straight. Payne, I did not love you. I started homeschooling 2 years after.
Wait. Actually, that's a really good idea, Kelly.
What did I say? I talk a lot, so I've learned to just tune myself out.
No, yeah, totally. She was cunt. She was what? Why would you say that?
Oh,
what
no,
an awful
it's-
thing to call a woman.
It's a compliment.
Someone please explain to me why in America it's called math, as in it's not plural, as in there's no S on the end, as in there's only one math, but in Europe and other countries it is maths, as in it is plural, and there is an S on the end, there's multiple maths. I don't understand it. It's always really confused me, and it really stresses me out, because why is there multiple maths in other countries, but there's not multiple maths in America, and why do we have 2 different words for it, even though it's the same word, and it means the same exact thing, we just add an S on the end.
Oh my God, like you're my dream girl. You're my dream. Scared of ladybugs. Severe health anxiety. Frequent red number 40 consumer even though she has ADHD and it makes it worse. Used to be on 7 Supergirls. Writes a poem about every single interaction she ever has with any human. Used to eat her own hair. Goes to bed at 6 a.m. every night. Exclusively uses men's deodorant. Fear of abandonment. Spent $100 on a claw machine one time. In Lana Del Rey's top 1% listeners on Spotify. Has 3 friends. Bad posture. Cancer, Leo, birthday cusper. Self-aware but doesn't listen to her own advice. Wants to eat Aquaphor. Put fake eyelashes on her llama lamp. 6 untreated mental illnesses. Allergic to makeup. Afraid of men. Can't make a decision to save her life. Cannot budget her money. Uses the same tote bag every single day that's dingy and disgusting and has Phoebe Bridgers on it and then she calls it fashion. Struggling actor. Jobless. 10 hours screen time. Ate soap once.
I think I figured out what I want to try and do this year, and that is become chill. Because I am possibly the most unchill person in the entire world. I want to be like chill, zen, cool girl, head twisted on the shoulders, tethered, calm, doesn't give a fuck about anything, doesn't care what people think, doesn't get worked up over anything. Chill. Because right now I feel like I'm like extremely anxious, panic attack every day, stressed out all the time, like all the time, moving at rapid speeds, severely ADHD, can't sit still. A little bit insane, 5 untreated mental illness, not chill girl at all. And I care about everything so ridiculously much. My camera stopped. So if anybody has any tips on how to be more chill, I would greatly appreciate it because I just think it could be good for me. And that's really that's what I want to do this year.
Don't say drugs.
I want to get another piercing and it's a bad idea because my body detests me for the ones that I have. Here's what I have so far. And I just think I should get another one because I don't really care about my health and it's fun. So help me decide what to get. I already have my 3 low piercings, I have a conch, and I have 2 helix piercings. Right? And here's the thing. I think that I need to stick to this year because I want to because that's the first time I'm going to do those ones that I have. I think I should try this piercing. Oh my god, I don't know how I've gotten to 3 times speed. I was trying to say I already have 3 low piercings, a conch piercing, and 2 helix piercings. Right? So here's what I'm thinking. I think I should get a tragus piercing because it'll like even it out. And then I have all the ones on like the outer part of my ear, and then it'll be like a little nice evening piece. Not evening like the nighttime, but like evening it out. And I also want that at some point. I actually didn't need your help deciding on a piercing because I already think I decided. Or maybe I'll just say fuck it and go get like an eyebrow piercing or something. I won't do that though. Okay, but thank you. Bye. Love you. Mwah. I'm referring all of you to my therapist because tell me why yesterday I posted a video saying I was sad because someone's going to buy the lot next to my house so I wouldn't have trees out my window anymore, and all the comments are suggesting ways to get rid of my new neighbors. Someone told me to go over there and plant endangered plants so they can't legally dig them up and build there. Someone told me to draw satanic symbols in the dirt so they get scared and run away. Someone told me to go over there and hide cursed dolls in the dirt and put cursed papers everywhere so the lot becomes cursed. And someone told me to bake them a welcoming cake and fill it with laxatives and roaches. And you know what? I love, don't get me wrong, I love the creativity. Keep it coming. But what is wrong with you? I mean, you might be a little insane. I'm not going to jail over some trees. However, Would I go to jail? I mean, I'm not doing it though. I'm normal. Stop.
Does anybody else just get extremely embarrassed by everything they do? Earlier, I posted a TikTok, and in the TikTok, I winked, and all I have done since I posted that TikTok is rewatch the wink and go, oh, how do you think? It is not that serious, and everybody else is doing it, and it's literally part of the trend, but I cannot stop thinking about it. Like, what if my friends see it? That's so embarrassing. What if my mom sees it? That's so embarrassing. What if a future employer sees it? That's so embarrassing. And it's already out there, so it's too late to take it down, so I just have to commit to it. This is who I am now.
Why does getting a straw at Starbucks feel like such a moral dilemma every time? Because sometimes I feel wrong for asking for one, and then other times I feel wrong for not asking for one. Like the other day I went through the drive-thru, and I pull up to the window, and usually they ask me if I want a straw, and I'm like, oh no, I'm good. And then I said that to this woman this particular time, and she, like, looked at me funny, and she was like, and I was like, and then she leans over, and she's like, if you're worried about killing the turtles, they're biodegradable. And I was like, oh, I'm actually just a sipper. I told her that I was a sipper. And then I did like a little like, I'm a sipper motion with my hand. So I think now I just have to kill my, what the hell is a sipper? I couldn't tell you, but that's what I am to this woman at Starbucks. So I hate drive-thrus. Now I just accept the straw.
So I have a lot of really weird, oddly specific irrational fears. I'm a very anxious person, such as needles, doctors, poison ivy, men, ladybugs, demons, blood clots, mirrors, specifically at night, parking garages, snails, and a lot of other ones that I can't think of right now. Keanu Reeves. But I think the one that has really been plaguing me lately is a locked jaw. I don't know if you guys ever seen videos of people whose jaw locks. It's like when they yawn or scream, they're like, and then it just gets stuck like that. I'm so afraid of that. God forbid if that ever happens. I'm so fucking scared because they can't get it shut, and then they have to go to the doctor, and I'm scared of doctors, and the doctor has to like punch it into place to redislocate it. You know what doesn't help matters is I have jaw problems. I have a chronic underbite because when I was a kid, I had braces for like 10 years, and my orthodontist was like, we should really do jaw surgery to correct that so it'll fix her. And my parents were like, no, she's like too much of a wuss. She's too anxious for that. So I never got it done. Now I feel like karma's gonna come back and bite me, and I'm gonna have a locked jaw. Oh my god, I wish I was...
Would you guys tell me if you saw me on one of those TikTokers I have blocked because I hate them posts, please? Because I'm really scared I'm gonna end up on one. I know I made a video on my page earlier joking about it, but I think that was just me trying to cope with the fear that I might actually end up on. And these are like no joke. It's not just like, oh, TikTokers I have blocked. It's like TikTokers I have blocked because I hate their stupid ugly faces. Like maybe it's for the best if I didn't know, but I would want you guys to tell me, so please pinky promise that you would tell me, because I don't know what it would benefit me knowing other than really hurt my feelings, and it would probably kill me if I knew. Honesty is the best policy. And if I piss you off, I'm really sorry. I think I'm a nice person, and I don't know what I did to piss you off. I'm honestly probably really annoying, and I completely understand that. But I if you hate me, I would love a way to make it up to you and fix it. I don't think I'm a bad... Like, I live in my parents' house, and I'm 22. Please. Actually, that's probably reason enough. Does anybody ever think about how weird it is that, like, when you're driving down the freeway and there's a bunch of cars around you, that every single one of those cars has another person in it who has their own, like, complex life? Because I feel like that's so crazy, and I don't know why. Dude, why are there ants in my car? The other day I was driving, and there was an ant that, like, crawled on my leg, and now
There's an ant in here. Okay, I don't know what's going on. Where are they coming from? That's a little bit weird. What was I saying? Something. Oh, how weird it is that people are in cars. Anyway, it's like I know they're in there, but it's weird to think how many people are in the world and have their own lives and their own people that they know that you'll just never know and that you'll never understand. And like you might never meet any of those people, or you might meet one of them one day and they might become somebody you know. It's just weird. Sorry. Whenever I was in 4th grade, I had a boyfriend for 1 hour against my will because I lost a rock, paper, scissors game. The game was called Oreo, and it was like an epidemic. Every corner you turned, somebody was asking you to play it. It was literally just rock, paper, scissors, but whoever lost had to ask somebody out of the winner's choosing, and it was never someone you wanted to ask out. I avoided that game like the plague because I was scared shitless all the time because I did not want to have to play it. I was super shy, super awkward, and I didn't want to have to ask anybody out. I would have rather been hit by like a triple-decker bus. One thing about me is I was bullied. So this girl that used to bully me comes up to me one day and is like, Kaelyn, let's play Oreo. And I didn't want to get bullied worse, so I did not object. I just was like, okay. So we play a game of Oreo, and of course I lose because why would I win, you know? She tells me I have to go ask out the weird kid. I can call him the weird kid because I was the weird kid. We were the 2 weird kids in the class, so I wasn't that fazed by this. Weird on weird crime. So I go over to him and I go, will you be my boyfriend? And he's like, yeah. And now we're married 25 years and counting. Just kidding, I dumped him by the swing sets an hour later. Sorry if you can hear the ASMR rain sounds in the background. I'm sitting in my car in the rain because while I'm actually waiting to go in somewhere, it's just I'm an hour early. I've realized something about myself lately because I started going to therapy, which is a really big step for me because I love to like not actually address the fact that I have a lot going on up there. But the problem is I've realized that either I just love to talk about myself or I'm just the best person to ever have in therapy because I feel like people are apprehensive to talk about their problems in therapy. Like, I feel like, at least from what I've heard, it's hard to, you know, talk about your issues and unpack your problem. Like, sometimes she'll ask me a question and she'll be like, we don't have to get into it. You don't have to answer it if you're not comfortable. Because, like, who wants to talk about their problems and tell somebody they don't even know about them? Me. That too. First session, I was just, like, getting into my lore. I was like, this happened, this happened, this happened, this happened. No issue. It's like a little story time. But, like, where I get medical assistance for my story time. So it's like what I'm doing right now, but with a medical profession. Bitch, who remembers the baby wipes or coconut bean boozled flavor? The baby wipes flavor went bonkers. Bonkers. First time I played it and I tasted it, I was like, the people I was playing with were like, oh, you got coconut. I was like, no. I got the wipes. Bitch, I was munching. I was like, I would commit unspeakable crimes. I would do things you can't even imagine for a bag. 1 bag of the Bean Boozled baby wipe flavored jelly beans in my stomach. Bean Boozled, please do something. Just submitted an audition where I had to pretend like I was at the doctor's office, and all it had me thinking about was how unrealistic my betrayal of me pretending to be at the doctor's office was. See, for me, the doctor's office is a very mentally exhausting experience. I am a haver of severe health anxiety, so every time I go to the doctor, it is like the world is ending and the tectonic plates have crashed into each other, and I am screaming, crying, throwing up. It usually goes something like the nurse sits me down and is like, how are you today? And I'm like, good. And then she starts taking my blood pressure and my heart rate, and she's like, oh wow, like these are really high. Are you okay? Do you have any medical conditions? And I'm like, oh no, I'm just really nervous. And then she's like, oh, don't be nervous. And then I'm like, yeah, let me just get rid of that. Let me just try that. Never thought of that. And then I like shit my pants until the doctor comes in. And then the entire time until I'm out of the building without having to get blood work. Then I'm fine. But I can get piercings. Needles don't bother me. It's just the idea of something sucking the blood out of my body. Not into vampires. But anyway, in this audition, I was having the time of my life there. I was like, yeah, well, I've just been having some chest pain. What can I say? It's hard being an actor. Sometimes you just have to take yourself to places you never thought you would go. My mom always said to me, fake it till you make it, baby. So I'm faking it. Not sure if I'm making it though. So as most of you know, I've been doing social media since I was pretty young, and I feel like it's given me a lot of really weird life experiences that a lot of people just haven't had, especially whenever I was on SSG. One time when I was about 16 or 17, my address leaked, and I remember one day I had gone down to the end of my driveway to check my mail, and as I'm standing there opening the mailbox, out of my peripheral vision, I see a large group of probably 15 children stampeding towards me on hoverboards, which I didn't think much of until they started screaming. All of a sudden, I hear them go, "Oh my god, it's Kaelyn from YouTube! We got you!" The fear of God is instilled in me. I slam the mailbox shut and I start booking it as fast as I can up the driveway. I'm speed walking and trying to not let them know that I heard them and make it unobvious, but it was definitely very obvious. I had the longest driveway ever. I finally get to the top and I get in the garage and I try to shut the garage door, but it's an automatic door, so it's going this slow. I say screw it. I go in the house and I lock the door, and they stood outside and banged on my garage door for 15 minutes until they finally left. To this day, I still feel really bad for running from them, but it's also I was a kid and that was my house, and that was a bit of an invasion of privacy. Hi y'all, so I'm moving out in less than a month, out of my parents' house and out of the state that I was born and raised in, and I have so much to do. And then I was thinking to myself, I was like, should I make packing videos? Would you guys want to see moving out content, packing videos? Because I feel like I would watch packing videos. You guys, I have so much stuff, it's actually ridiculous. So I'm just would you watch me go through my stuff and put it in boxes? Because I've always wanted to play that game, Packing Simulator, and I feel now I'm getting to do it in real life. But I have oh my god, sorry, I got a text. Anyways, sorry, I was trying to say that I have an absurd amount of stuff. My problem is I'm super nostalgic, so I keep everything, and then I don't get rid of anything. And then there's just bins all in my closet of things that I don't need but still have, which I can leave some of it at my parents', but we'll see. I just need to start going through it because I have less than a month and I have months worth of shit to go through. But I don't know. Let me know. I was going to do some YouTube videos of it, but I kind of feel it'd be fun to post packing TikToks as well. If you guys want to see that. If not, then I'll just go die then. I'll just fuck off. Just kidding. That was my manipulative man cosplay. Anyway, let me know, Pookies. Mwah! Sorry, was that weird? Someone please help me. So I bought this top from Urban months ago, and I've never worn it. I was wearing it my last TikTok, and in my TikTok I had it on this, which looked fine for the TikTok, but let me show you what the back looks like. That's because it's not supposed to be worn like this. Hold on, I'll show you what it was modeled to look like. So it's supposed to be a sweater that kind of sits up over your top, but I just feel it looks so stupid. And I've had it for months and I have absolutely no idea what to do with it. And it looked cute on the model, which I guess is always awesome. It was cute on the model, which I guess is always the case. But I just don't think, even if this part had a little more fabric, I don't understand what you're supposed to do with it. And once again, this is probably not the top to wear with it anyway, but it's not giving. It's not giving. Someone help. bro. Things I have eaten and survived that are not supposed to go in your body. Coming in hot at number 1. Soap. I made a video of myself as a child eating soap, and instead of just using candy or something that looked like soap, I committed to the bit and ate real soap. Then they made me make a video to say that I did not actually eat soap and not to try it at home because apparently kids were trying to eat soap, but I would like to clarify that I did actually eat soap, and then I had a major reaction to it and I couldn't eat for like 2 weeks because my mouth was like swollen and on fire. Number 2, Lush chocolate lip scrub. I used to devour this. Like, I would put my finger in there and eat the entire tub in like one sitting. I know it's edible, but I'm pretty sure you're not supposed to eat it like that. 3, candle. I don't know how to explain that one. 4, my hair. I used to go to town on my hair as a child. I used to like, just, anytime I was stressed. That's probably like a disorder. I don't know. 5, styrofoam from a styrofoam cup. Why would you put my drink in it if you didn't want me to chew it? Chapstick, specifically the Chapstick Classic Original flavor. I would roll it up and just take a bite out of it. Why would you make it that texture if you didn't want me to? And last but certainly not least, and I think a bit of a universal experience, Polly Pocket clothes, specifically that purple jacket. Ah! In my mouth. Now. Yum. Wanted to go to Sephora today because I'm a little hoe for Glossier, and I wanted to get some products because I really like a concealer because it like makes my skin not feel like it's gonna like scale off my face like a snake shedding its layers, and everything else like just doesn't give the same effect. And I just wanted to go because I just wanted to go, okay? And then I realized I can't go because I don't have on makeup today. And walking into a Sephora or any beauty store without makeup on is like sinning the highest form of sin you could possibly have, like 7 circle of hell sin. Because the second you go in there without makeup, first of all, they think you have no idea what you're doing, I feel like. And second of all, they're like, and then they think you're ugly. Which probably isn't true, and it's probably just because, like, I'm a Leo, and I think, oh God, someone put out next to me. I don't really care. It's probably because I'm a Leo, and I think everybody is constantly thinking of me and obsessed with me, which isn't the case, because no one gives a flying fadoodle about what I'm doing, but in my head they do. Because I'm, like, the hot topic. I'm the main character. Also, one time I was in Sephora with my friend, and they like locked down the store and accused me of stealing because I was digging in my bag in the corner looking for a tampon, which now I think did look really suspicious because I was like panically looking for a tampon and like hiding in the corner because I was embarrassed. And then I tried to explain to them that I was just looking for a tampon, and then they went over to my mom, who was also with us, and was like, "We think those girls are stealing." And then she was like, "That's my daughter. Do you guys have a tampon?" And then they were like, "Oh." They were just looking out for their store. No hate. Should I go to Sephora? Let me know. Hey, come with me to see how much money I can make trying to sell a ton of my clothes at Plato's Closet. So this is all I'm taking today. I still have 4 more bags. All of this right here is still my clothes. I figured even though I hear Plato's Closet doesn't really give you much for anything, like, $50 is better than 0. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to be positive. What if I get, like, $2,000 for all this stuff? I won't, but, like... Plus, I got the vintage Y2K Rare Brandy Melville. Who remembers this shirt? Maybe they'll take my stuff because I look cute today. Here's a clip of Play-Dohs. I don't really know what to say about that. Luckily, my mom came to help me get the giant bin out of the car and get everything transferred over to the 2 small bins they gave us and somehow made it all fit. Oh, that's her sitting on it to make it fit better. Ended up having to go twice because I had too much stuff. I had like 8 trash bags full. So on round 1, which is what you guys saw, I made $248.50. And then on round 2, which I just got back from, I made $244.16. Leaving me with a total of $492.66. Bitch. I went into this with like the worst expectations ever. Girl, I'm rich. Who wants to rob me? Who wants to rob me? They better have taken my stuff. I had some nice ass stuff in there. I have stuff in there that I never even wore. Like half of it had the tags. When your wallet's too thick that it won't button shut. Thanks, Play-Dohs. That'll probably never happen to me again, so. Hey guys, so today I'm going to be trying edible crystals. These are from Silky Gem TM Crystal Candy. I am 2 months late to the trend. I didn't want to be, but these took a while to get here, so now I'm doing it. Also, I have really bad texture issues, so if I don't like these, I really don't know what I'm going to do with all of them. Wow. First one I'm going to try is blackberry, because I feel like that's a safe bet, because I like blackberry. I wish I had a microphone to do ASMR, but... gonna give it a 6 out of 10. The texture did not bother me, so that's really good news. Also, I feel like I want to eat the thing I'm not supposed to eat because these little silica packets are like... Sorry. I want to try this one. It's blood orange, but I want to try it because I feel like it's the coolest looking one. Like, it also has glitter on it, which makes me a little nervous, but... Ooh, it doesn't smell like anything. Okay, I'm gonna give you ASMR noises. Wow. Coconut pineapple. I don't like coconut or pineapple. I used to tell people I was allergic to coconut because one time I went to 7-Eleven and I got a Slurpee there and it was pina colada and I threw up afterwards. And I was like, oh my god, it must be the coconut. But then I realized that there's no real coconut in that and I think I just wanted to have an allergy so I could fit in. So I'm probably not gonna like this, but it's pretty. It's actually good. It does remind me of the 7-Eleven Slurpee I threw up. Last I'm gonna try is white chocolate mint. How do they make these? Like, I've seen people on TikTok make them, and I don't understand it. I also cannot cook, so maybe that's part of it. But, like... Interesting. Would I eat these as a little snack? Probably not. Was it fun? Yes. 6 out of 10. If anybody wants any, come on over. Please don't, actually. Come with me to get a piercing. Did I get you in that first clip? And that I didn't. So, on my way. Was excited. Just kidding. So I'm getting a tragus piercing, which is like the piece of cartilage that attaches your ear to your head, kinda. I'll put a picture because they all have really weird names. But this is the piece that I'm getting, so...
Like, back here is where I would say, like, the phones come out.
Really?
Like, I'll be, like, piercing a nose, and they're, like, right
They're
here.
like,
and I'm like, oh my...
everything got sterilized, and then this is everything just getting lined up. I'm gonna block out the part where she actually puts the needle through my ear because I feel like TikTok might not like that very much. Sorry if you wanted to see it. That's just too bad. This is me pretending like it didn't hurt. Still wasn't as bad as the conch.
I know, conch is kind of crunchy.
It's just
softer.
loud. It's
Yeah.
loud.
Every last bit of it, dude.
I just remember when I got my conch, like I could hear the air whistling
Yeah,
through my
that
ear.
one
for
I
a couple
remember you,
days.
like, couldn't stand. That shape is perfect.
Okay, big reveal. Ah! It's so cutie. It's like a moss agate stone. I also changed the piece that was in my conch, so it honestly didn't hurt that bad. The most painful one I've gotten was the conch. I don't even think it was that painful. It just like crunches. So that's what we were talking about in that clip, if you could hear it. Not to sound like an old one from the South, but we are fixing to have a problem because I suspect that somebody is trying to buy the lot that is next door to my home that my window overlooks. And it's a problem for a couple... Let me start from the beginning. I suspect this because I've seen a woman out there taking photos of the lot, and it's the same woman, and she keeps coming back. And then there's also a man that has been there too. So I suspect that maybe they're husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend, and they're trying to buy this lot to build a home on said lot. And this is a problem for a couple reasons. Not because I don't want people to have places to live, but because it's going to ruin my cottagecore, granola girl, living in the trees, treehouse, woodsy, whimsical aesthetic. It honestly just looks like a dirt lot when you look at it like that, but it's better like in person and when the sun shines in a certain way. Now, the more pressing issue is not what I see out my window, it's what they see in my window, because if they build a house here, they're going to be able to see into the windows of my room because I don't have blinds and I'm not willing to make that sacrifice and get blinds. And I just don't think they need to see what goes on in this room. Sometimes there's things going on in here that they don't need to see, and I know that makes it sound like I'm doing something crazy, like having sex, but I'm actually not doing that at all because I get no bitch. It's more like at 3 a.m. I get like a burst of energy, and then I film myself dancing on TikTok to audios, but I don't film it in regular speed because I can't dance. So I film it in like the 3 times or 0.3 times. I can't remember which one it is. The one that makes it really slow motion. So the audio is like in extreme slow motion. So then I'm dancing in the extreme slow motion in order for it to be sped up. So it's funnier to me, even though I never post it, but it's funnier to me when I rewatch it later in my drafts. That, and also sometimes I walk around my room with no top on because I want to know what it would be like to be a man and not have to wear a shirt. So, that and like I'm scared that if their window's too close to mine, they'll hear me full volume listening to Waiting Room by Phoebe Bridgers on a loop. So I think my only option probably at this point is to move. Oh, the sun's coming in. Look. See? Oh my god. See? You get it. I have to move. Trying swig. There were like an absurd amount of options on the menu for the dirty sodas. I don't even know how they came up with that many combos, but we just went with 2 that sounded pretty mild and pretty classic, I guess. We had no idea what to get, so we got the Texas tab because I'm from Texas, which is like Dr. Pepper, vanilla, and coconut. And then we got, what was the other one?
Like a Sprite one. It was Riptide.
I was scared. And we got pretzel bites. We got the kid sizes because the regular size cups are fat. Large, like this big. So we got the kids. They're so cutie. Neither of us like soda, by the way. She's trying the Riptide first, and I'm trying the Texas Tayo. Okay, cheers.
That's enough for me.
Coconutty is. Oh my god, this is worse.
Ew.
Wow. I'll give this one. What should we rate him out of 10?
Wait, let me try it again. It got just like Shirley Temple. It's not that bad, but
It kind of does, but like sweeter and worse.
give it like a 7 out of 10.
Damn.
If I was like having to be normal, if I like soda, I guess 7 out of 10.
I would give this one a 5, and that one maybe a 6.
You think this is better?
I don't like Sprite.
I would give that one like a 6.
Okay, let's try the pretzel bites. Got
Snack?
pretzel bites and white cheddar cheese, and the with some microplastic.
Ew, it's super liquidy. Spill it, please.
Huh?
Ew. It looks like
Like what?
a special sauce.
All right, ready? I can't even taste the special sauce. What would you give them?
Like a 9.
You heard it here, folks.
Trying crumble cookies.
Here's the lineup. One of these is literally a cheesecake. It's not even a cookie. We'll do that one last. Chocolate cake. That one is better than the chocolate one they had last week. 4 out of 5. Lemon poppy seed, I think. That's what it's called. It's very subtle lemon. Like you only taste the lemon at the start. 2 out of 5. That one's okay. Mom's recipe. Recipe. Contaminating the cookie. I don't know where this thing has been. It's nutty. That one's good. 4 out of 5. I'm like waiting for like something to actually be 5 out of 5, you know? Like I don't give that lightly. That one's nice. That's the crunchiest one. Every time I get these, they're not crunchy, and I see other people get them and they're like super crunchy. Maybe it's because they're in my like hot melting car. Pink velvet cake. Ugh, that smells like sugar. What is pink velvet? That one's a 3. 3 out of 5. Okay, how am I gonna eat this? Is it like greedy to take a bite out of it? Like just a straight up bite? Should I do it? Just hear me out. Just hear me out. I'm just gonna take a bite. I'm not gonna get any of the whipped cream because it like went over to that side. That's my favorite thing. 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. I don't know what would make it a 5. That's my review. Signing off.
If you ever see a video or a photo of me from 7 Supergirls, just know that is not me. That is not me. That is not me. When I see myself in that era, I'm like, who's that? She's kind of ugly. And then I realize it's me. I'm like, oh shit, I was on that channel. And those pictures of me, and I did that. But I didn't do that. And I don't remember it. And before you tell me that's some sort of trauma response, it's not. Don't diagnose me. I just have a bad memory. And I choose to block it out.
It's not a trauma response. It's a choice. Anyways, so... Also, I get comments all the time that are like, Kaelyn, you should reenact your old videos. You should recreate them. You should bring back all your old characters that you made when you were 12. Why would I do that? I am the big old age of 22 years old. Why would I want to dress up in a princess costume and yell at the camera at the big ripe age of adulthood of 22 years old where I can legally drink alcohol and legally vote in the United States of America and I think I can also rent a car? You actually have to be 25 to do that. Why would I bring those characters back? I want to be as far away from that as possible. Love you, but kiss those dreams goodbye. That is not me. Trust. Who is that? Oh my god, who is that? That's not me. Spend a little day with me. Moved out edition. Yippee. Hey. So I moved out probably about 2 weeks ago, and that's where I've been, if you were wondering. Also, I was sick, so if I sound congested and if you see all the aquaphor around my dry peeling nose, that's why. Like, I've left my contagious arc. I'm not going. Go ahead. Why are you honking? I wasn't going. I'm like really wondering when moving out is gonna stop feeling like I'm on a trip. Where I am living, I've been to on trips, so I'm just like, oh, I'm on vacation. We're 2 weeks in and I'm still like, oh, I'm going home soon. Like, girl, no, you live here. I don't know why I still feel like I'm on vacation because I packed up all my things and all my belongings are in my apartment, but still in my brain, like I can't conceptualize it yet. Packing up my room was like the weirdest thing ever. Seeing it so empty was so weird. I did do a room tour before I packed it all up, so get on the YouTube channel. If anyone's like moved out of the state that they were born and raised in, let me know if you ever like stop feeling like you're on a little trip, because I'm just on vacation, babes. You know what I think it is? I think it's because I don't have a job. Like, I think it's because I'm a jobless loser. Well, yes, but then I went to Walgreens and I picked up some photos I had printed to put in some picture frames at my apartment. I'm good. How are you? Okay, so I just picked up my little photo prints at Walgreens, and I'm gonna put them in my frames because I've had these frames sitting here with no pictures in it, and it's making me feel like a store. So I need to like start putting. The hell? What? The frame was like hard to open, but I figured it out. Because I'm so smart. Oh, cute! Aww. And this is me showing you how cute it looks on my little shelf. Aww. Okay, this one I have to cut or fold. Will it go on like that? Oh. Wow. I'm not sure why I'm so excited in this next clip. It's not like I did anything that hard. Anyway, then I got Chipotle. Because I saw Sloth Girl or Gabby or Gotcha Whip Big Girl eating it the other day, and then it looked really good. And, you know, that was like, seeing her eat it was enough influence for me to eat it, because she's so funny. Like, I just want to enjoy food as much as she does. Gabby, if you're watching this, my girlfriend and I are your biggest fans. And then my chip broke like 4 different times, which is honestly really effed up, and I don't know why it would do that to someone as sweet and kind and wonderful as me. And I'm just going to keep talking until I'm done eating, because something about watching me eat in silence is really awkward. Okay. And then I edited my YouTube video on the couch because no outside clothes on the bed. Then I picked Taylor up from work and we went to the grocery store, and then I went home and that was my day. Bye! Over this past summer, my best friend and I took a really random last-minute trip to Disneyland on my birthday week, and I looked like Will Byers the whole trip, and I'm only telling you that because it's slightly important to the story. Humiliating. Anyway, the whole Disney trip, people kept coming up to me and recognizing me from 7 Supergirls, which happens sometimes. It's not abnormal, but I was like, how do you know it's me? I'm serving Will Byers' core. So on our last night of being at Disney, Splash Mountain's line was dead, so we just like kept going on it over and over again. And on like the 4th time that we had been on it in a row at like 11 o'clock at night before the park closed, we get on Splash Mountain. On the ride is this group of 3 friends, and they're sitting in front of us. And I don't remember exactly what happened, but one of them had a banana, and I can't remember if they just happened to turn around or if my friend or I asked about the banana, but they turn around and they go. After years of being recognized from SSG, I can immediately tell when someone has recognized me because no one hides it well. My Will Byers looking ass was like, oh, here we go. They start going like, oh my god, like I recognize you from 7 Supergirls, oh my god, you were like my childhood, holy shit, this is so crazy, like what are you doing here? And I'm thinking, oh my god, I have been on this ride 3 times now, I look drenched, like literally I look like I had been lost at sea for the past like 7 years and I had just returned to land. My friend and I are cracking up because of course this would happen, we're like delirious from how tired we are from the trip. At some point, like halfway through the ride, there's this one drop that like puts a bunch of water on you. It's not like the big one, but it's another one. And around this point, one of the girls, she starts taking off her shoes. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? She's like, no, I'm taking my shoes off. Like, they're drenched. It's part of the photo. And I'm thinking, oh God, there's going to be some crazy photo and I'm just going to be in the back of it. We're like approaching the big drop and she has her shoes off at this point. She's like freaking out. She turns to me. She goes, hold my shoe. I'm like, okay. So I take her shoe. God knows why. I wouldn't want to let her down, so I hold up the damn shoe. And I'm holding it up the whole time during the drop, during the photo, and one of them was holding up a banana and the other one was holding up the other shoe. I don't know what the vision was for this, but the result was a photo that I'll never forget. If you are any of those people, thank you for giving me the Disneyland ride photo with possibly the most lore behind it that anyone has ever had. If anyone recognizes them, please send them this video. I want them to find it because they were hilarious. And I also feel like I need to formally apologize to them for looking like Will Byers if he was worse. Love Noah Schnapp, but the haircut's not giving. Storytime about when the evil old man who ran the 7 Supergirls channel body shamed me and called me ugly, part 2. For context, if you don't know me, I was on a kid's YouTube channel called 7 Supergirls, and the man who ran the channel was a creepy old man who ended up going to prison. So that's if that helps at all. I told the story of him body shaming me in my last post, so go check that out if you didn't see it. Now we're gonna get to the time that he called me ugly. I don't exactly remember how this story starts. All I remember is when I found out that he did this. Now, he did not do this to my face this time. The body shaming one was to my face, no shame. This one he tried to keep under wraps. I mentioned in my last video that we all solely communicated over Skype, and sometimes all the girls would just go on Skype calls together for fun. There was a point in time where I don't know how or why, but he started joining our Skype calls that we were just having for fun, like a bunch of 13, 14, 15-year-old girls. That's not weird or suspicious at all. At some point on one of these calls, we were having a conversation, and me and one of the other girls on the channel, who I'm not gonna name, jokingly asked him, which one of us do you think is prettier? I don't remember why. We were like 15. And he refused to answer. He said he wasn't going to answer or compare us, and we were like, okay, whatever, haha. I get off the call, carry on with my day, living my life. Weeks go by. I can't remember if it was the specific girl who told me or one of the other girls who overheard it. But I heard from one of the girls that after I left the call, he did answer the question. And he said he didn't want to answer it while I was on the call. But he did not think that I was nearly as pretty as the other girl who asked him with me. What? Of course, I was like befuddled. Not that I cared if he thought I was pretty or not, but what the why are you saying that about teenage? I know we asked him, but like, why would you answer? Like, why would you wait until I left the call and answer? Like, you're weird. So I told my mom about this, and then she confronted him. One thing about him is when he got nervous, he would stutter a lot, which is a common thing when people get nervous. I remember listening into the specific call that she had with him, and he was stuttering like he was trying to win a stuttering contest. He was stressed. He was trying to explain himself, but there was literally no way to explain himself because someone had proof of him saying it. This old British man is like, well, I didn't mean it like that. Like, I didn't mean it like that. And what did you mean? What did you mean? I'm glad he thought I was ugly. I thought he was ugly, so the feeling's mutual, buddy. Eat shit.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you? Because the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me is one time I was on a date. I know, shocking. And whenever I was on this date, I had this idea that it would be fun and cute to go on a little bike ride together. And whenever I suggested this, I thought we were just going to go biking on like the pavement in like the neighborhood. My date turns to me and goes, oh yeah, that's a great idea. I know a really good bike trail. And I'm thinking a bike trail as in like a sidewalk, like a pavement bike trail that people bike on next to the sidewalk. I'm like, cool. So we start biking, we bike to this area, and then they go, this is it. I am faced with woods. Woods with a little dirt trail with like roots sticking up out the like a mountain bike trail. I'm thinking, oh, cool. And I didn't want to be a loser and I didn't want to be lame. So I was like, you know what? I can be athletic. I did a sport. You know those videos you see on TikTok where people go on like ridiculous bike trails and like almost died? That is what I was faced with, except it was a lot less dramatic than that. And I was honestly doing pretty good at first. Like, for someone who's not athletic, I felt like I was doing okay. I only fell like once. And I remember at one point, I even turned to my date and was like, wow, I feel like I'm in a coming of age movie. We're like, not even 5 minutes later.
We come to this area on the trail where it goes extremely downhill, and right at the downhill bit, there's a giant root sticking out of the ground, and the only logical thing I could think to do is stop my bike and, like, walk my little legs down with, like, the bike in between it, you know? Right off to the side, there is a creek. I think to myself, oh God, wouldn't it be awful to fall into that creek? So what do? I stop my bike. And before I know what's even happening, my bike starts pummeling towards the creek with me on top of it with nothing to stop myself but my legs. And I tried so hard, and my date turns around and goes, no! And then I hit the water. I went in. Phone, bag, bike, head to toe in the creek. Salamander's probably swimming up my nose. I sit up. Water dripping off my face, my white shirt covered in dirt, and I have to bike the entire way back, looking like that. As I'm biking back, people on the streets are laughing at me and asking me what happened. Then I got to walk in their house and face their entire family looking like that, and I've not gone on a bike since.
Good morning, Pookie Wookies. Make my matcha with me, except it's not morning, it's 1:30 p.m. Okay, so this is the matcha that I use. I got it off Amazon. I like it, but it literally comes with hardly any, like, I've used it 3 times. Like, girl. Anyway, I just do 2 scoops of this. Sorry, if you could see how I'm standing right now, I'm literally doing this because I'm too tall. Anyway, this is like around 2-ish ounces of water. I mean 3? What? I don't know what I'm saying. And now we whisk. Okay, now I'm gonna grab my cup and I'm gonna go fill it with ice. That's too much. There. You guys, I think I'm gonna go get a piercing today. I'm feeling a little silly and I've wanted to get a tragus piercing for like months now, so I might go do it. Anyway, I'm using my oat milk. This is the Chobani oat milk extra creamy. This is the best oat milk in my opinion. Do you ever drink an oat milk in like your latte or something and it gives you like the weird grainy feeling at the back of your throat, or is that like a skill issue? It might be a skill issue. Now into the milk, I put some raspberry syrup. I usually do lavender, but I saw some girl doing raspberry and it sounded really, really yum. Okay, now we add the matcha. Okay, ready? This is gonna be so aesthetic and sexy and amazing. Is there hair on it? Anyway, I've been in my at-home barista era and I'm honestly really enjoying it. Like every morning I get up and I look forward to making my little silly little coffee or my silly little matcha. And I feel better about it because 1, I made it myself, and 2, I didn't spend $6. So, best day ever. Yum. Have a great day. Get ready with me while I tell you guys about the time that someone signed my personal email up to a bunch of dating sites in different countries for middle-aged men. So about 2 years ago, I logged into my email, as one does, to just check and see if anyone was emailing me. And this is my, like, personal/business email. This is the email I use for everything. To my surprise, instead of seeing my normally scheduled emails, I see something that says, 40 Malaysian singles are dying to connect with you. I'm thinking, oh, it's just like a spam email. It's whatever. I delete it thinking that is the end of my Malaysian dating journey. But it was only beginning. I couldn't be so lucky. So after I deleted it, like not even a day later, I get more emails. And this time they're from all over. It's like John, age 52 from France, wants to connect with you. Fabio from Austria wants to connect with. Coriander from New Zealand wants to connect. Only were these random men from different countries, but they were like 50 years old. Hundreds of emails. There were so many of these emails in my inbox that not even God could see through them. It was starting to affect my life because I couldn't see any emails that were coming through because they were shadowed by the dating app. One day I woke up and I was like, my ass is taking back what's mine. So I get to work and I start blocking and deleting every single email and reporting it as spam and reporting future emails from those places as spam. It did not work. Gregory wants to connect with you. Humphrey wants to connect with you. Lambert wants to connect. Prince Arthur III wants to connect with you. So at some point, I think I even had to email someone and be like, hey, so sorry I missed your email. Unfortunately, someone signed me up for a bunch of international dating apps, and your email just got pushed down by the mass, ungodly, sinister amounts of middle-aged men who are trying to hit me up and, you know, talk to me because I'm just hot shit. One day I was actually able to log in to deregister the account, and I could see the profile, and they had it set up as some girl named Sarah with blonde hair and blue eyes. Does that look like me? Do I look like Sarah with blonde hair and blue eyes? No. So I was really pissed off. I was like, okay, so you're not even going to use my beautiful, sexy, amazing face. It stopped after I deregistered all the accounts, which took like a week. Whoever did this to me, I am in your mattress. Watch your back. Sleep with one eye open. If you ever do this to me again. I'm ready. Wait, I forgot to blend my nose contact. I'm ready. Reading your insane confessions that are so messy and disgusting that I feel like I need to take a shower after making this TikTok. And no, this microphone is not plugged in. Hope this helps. My most insane confession is I had a bit too much to drink on my 22nd birthday, and instead of puking all night, it came out the other end. Somewhere in between the night and morning, a skid mark ended up on my boyfriend's sheets, and I blamed it on the dog. I went as far as making him give her a bath because she had poop butt. Girl, I probably would have done the same shit. Next. Oh my god. When I was 10, I used to send feet pictures to Dan Schneider's email, and I would take dumps on the couch and Sorry, I would take dumps on the... Oh my god, I did not read all of these in full. I just like read the first sentence. And I would take dumps on the couch and purposely step on it, and I would send the pictures to Dan. That can't be real. That can't be real. That can't be real. I hope you're okay. I don't even like know how to move on from that. Are you okay, actually? Like, sincerely, honestly, are you okay? Oh my god. God. Back in 2017 or 2018, I found Dixie D'Amelio's Instagram before she was famous, and I catfished men in my hometown with her pictures on Tinder. I deleted the account in 2019 when she started blowing up. Real confession. I catfished my English teacher's husband and got him to send me pics. Later that year, we found out that they were getting a divorce. Not the home wrecker. One time a boy fucked me over so bad. I'm in a happy gay relationship now. Good for you. I filled up a McDonald's cup full of dirty B-O-N-G water. I don't know if I can say that. And poured it on his freshly waxed white car. Once I ended up reading some 50 Shades AO3 level smut about myself because the person I was in a not relationship with at the time had a dream about me, and for whatever reason their instinct was to write it down in prose form in their notes app, metaphors and all, instead of keeping it to themselves. Context: their parents are pretty well-known celebrities in the UK, making them both an actual minor celebrity as well as just completely worshipped is what that means at our school / their workplace. It's both hilarious and excruciating that I can't tell anybody how shambolic this kid actually is, and the fact that they dropped me 2 months later. You're better than me, I'd probably tell someone. I had a really toxic long-distance ex that I dated for almost a year, and right before our 1 year together, they decided to ghost me and block me completely after telling me they wanted to work things out and that they loved me. Classic. I was so hurt by this, and it took me months to recover. After 3 months of no contact, they started talking to me again out of nowhere, and I'm not a revenge kind of person, but I was so petty at the time that I turned them into my own personal sugar daddy. I collected at least $500 from this person just by making them feel guilty for what they'd done. Never again, sis. I feel like this is testing my morality. Like, sorry, you what? Closed. Try and crumble. I've never had crumble cookies, so I am gonna do a taste test for the first time. We're gonna do the crumble of the week. This is kind of fun. Like, I feel like I'm like in on a little secret club. I saw the blonde chick from Riverdale try them, and then I was like, maybe I should. Okay, first we're gonna do blueberry muffin. Smells like a blueberry muffin. Tastes like a blueberry muffin. Okay. 4 out of 5. This is the one I'm most excited for. Churro. I need another bite. It's kind of just giving cinnamon. 3 out of 5. Classic pink sugar. It's literally a sugar cookie. Expecting it to taste like a sugar cookie. Tastes like a sugar cookie. I'll give it like a 3. I'd give it higher if I was more of a sugar cookie nader. Okay. Oh. Hey. You guys want a cookie? Peanut butter munch. This has like the pirate's booty. What? This is called puppy chow. Ooh, I used to fuck up puppy chow. Yum. That one's like even with the blueberry muffin, so 4. I think I've rated the blueberry muffin 4. I don't remember. 4. And finally, triple chocolate chip. Ew. Of course. Alright, let's try it. I need like a palate cleanser. 4 out of 5. No 5 out of 5s this time. This time, like, I've done this before. No 5 out of 5s for me, but I'm picky. Not like a getting cookies out type of person. I prefer, like, you buy, like, store-bought cookie dough and bake it in the oven. So maybe I don't have good taste. Don't listen to me. Goodbye.
Just found out I'm better than everybody else. Maybe I'm just dumb as rock. Someone let me know. Here's what I'm trying to figure out. I was trying to figure out when my golden birthday and my platinum birthday were, because my whole For You page has been talking about golden and platinum birthdays. So your golden birthday is when you're returning whatever number it is the day you were born. So if you were 5 and you were born on the 5th, that would be your golden birthday. And then your platinum birthday is whenever you're turning whatever number the year is. Here's the kicker. I was born in 2000, so I'm always turning whatever number the year is. I can never forget my age. I was 2011. I was 11. I was 11 in 2011. I was 12 in 2012. I was 13 in 2013, etc., etc., etc. I also saw a TikTok one time that said that they didn't believe that people who were born in 2000 were real. I'm real, which is very unfortunate. Also, I feel like I got hit in the head with a brick today, so if I'm not making sense, I'm a little bit sorry about that. Anyway, okay, now here's where things get interesting. Here's where we start to spice things up. I was born on July 23rd. I am turning 23 this year, and the year is 2023. So that means I'm turning 23 on July 23rd of 2023, which means my golden and platinum birthday are happening on the same day in the same year, which means I am better than everyone else, unless I'm wrong. But I think it means that I'm better than everybody else because I get the collab. I get the golden and platinum mashup. I get the little remix. I get golden feet platinum on the album. Like Justin Bieber feat Rihanna. Am I right? Or am I dumb? Someone let me know. Thanks. Feeling a little silly. Might do a 7 Supergirl story time. One thing about that channel and the silly little man who owned it, who I absolutely wish I could like burn his eyelashes and eyebrows off with a flamethrower, is he had a real knack for putting 13-year-old girls at danger and in very uncomfortable situations. One time he made us get in a 30-degree pool to get the mermaid shot for the sponsor. And that was the first time I ever cussed. I went in the bathroom after that, shivering, and I went, fuck that stupid thing! It's very formative for me, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today we're going to talk about the time that he hired an Olympic gymnast to teach the 7 Supergirls gymnastics, and I almost broke my neck. So we apparently had a sponsorship for this leotard company, and they wanted to see us try gymnastics. So somehow in this process, an Olympic gymnast was hired, and a gym was rented out in Orlando, and this Olympic gymnast, Shawn Johnson, that poor woman, was hired to teach us gymnastics. And I mean like basic gymnastics, like forward rolls, which I could not do, which Before I show you this clip, I just need to make it clear. Number 1, I was extremely awkward. Number 2, I am 5'10" and cannot do gymnastics. And number 3, I weighed 30 less pounds than I do now. And like humiliating myself aside, I'm showing you this because it's just proof that I should not have been attempting any of this. So we get to this point of the challenges where she wants us to do this weird little backflip thing where one person stands, the other person stands behind them and links their arms, and the one person leans forward and the person behind them is supposed to roll over their back and do like a backflip or like a backwards roll off of the person. I don't know what it's called. So I was partnered up with Nicole. Dear Nicole, this is not her fault. I will never blame her for this. We just should not have been doing this. Now, I was the person who was getting flipped over the back, which I'm not honestly sure why they would have me do that, considering I couldn't do a forward roll like 5 minutes prior. But that's what they had me doing. We were not being supervised very well, and everyone was just going for it, trying it. And so we're watching everyone else do it, and Nicole and I are like, let's just try it. And then I'm like, yeah. And then she's like, it'll be fine. And I'm like, you're right, girl. So we start to try and do the trick, and I hadn't been taught how to do it. So when you flip a person over on the back, you're supposed to like tuck and roll, but obviously I'm not very good at that. So instead of tucking and rolling, I just kind of slid and then right on the ground. Just like that. And if you notice how the video cuts right before I hit the ground and then you don't see me for the rest of the video. Now you may be thinking, oh, she went to the doctor. That's why you don't see her. No, they wouldn't let me.
he wouldn't let me go to the doctor. I never went to the doctor, and I felt pretty hard, so if I have brain damage, it's unbeknownst to me. When I was 11 years old, I was catfished by a 30-year-old woman on the internet who was pretending to be a 7-year-old who was dying of cancer. I wish I was making this up. I used to Skype with a lot of the friends I made on YouTube and on the internet, and one of them was my really good friend at the time, Stephanie. I don't remember exactly how Stephanie met this girl, but it was through some Facebook group. She used to reach out to families with kids in the hospital and, like, give them gifts, and I met her through Stephanie. Something like that. So I'm going to tell you this story as if you don't know where it's going. So I'm just going to tell you it from how I saw it. So as far as we knew, we were speaking to a little girl named Kyrie, who was from Ireland, who was sick in the hospital with cancer. And when she would talk to us on Skype, she sounded like a child. Her voice sounded like she was 7. She would Skype us from the hospital, and she would update us all the time. We would get daily messages on updates on her treatment. She would tell us when she was going in for chemotherapy, when she was going in for radiation, all this stuff. And she also had her mom, who would come on Skype and talk to us as well. And nothing really looked shady. Like, she had a Facebook page, there was a donation page. Every single family member that she mentioned had a Facebook page. Mom, dad, grandma, sister, like, everyone was accounted for, you know? There was only really one big red flag, and that was that she would never turn her camera on. She never went on video. And we did think it was weird, but then again, we were like children, so it wasn't as big of a deal as it would be to me now. There were instances that we asked why she never went on camera, and her mom, quote unquote, would tell us it's because she was in radiation or sick. Like, there was always a little excuse, and we felt weird questioning it. This escalated to the point that we were sending her gifts and money. We would mail her, like, care packages of toys and blankets and things a 7-year-old would like. And sometimes we would get really scary messages that would make us all cry and panic from her mom on Skype that would tell us that she's not doing well and they don't know if she's gonna make it. This went on for probably 2 years, right? And then one day, I don't remember what happened, but my friend Stephanie and I were looking at a photo of Kyrie in the hospital. And I don't know what compelled us to do this, but one of us was like, zoom in on her bracelet, her hospital bracelet. And when we looked at the bracelet did not say Kyrie. The bracelet said Megan. And we were like, that's a little strange. So we searched the name that we saw on the bracelet on Facebook, and this is when all the pieces start to fall together, because we find a real little girl named Megan who has cancer, who has a whole Facebook page. And then it hits us. Whoever we have been speaking to has been putting on a fake persona under the name of Kyrie and using this little girl's photos and speaking to us in a baby voice. At this point, we had no idea if it was a child or an adult or, like, what was going on. We messaged the mom of the real little girl, and she starts freaking out. She confirms that it was not her, it was not her daughter, no one in their family was involved in this. And then she's the one that actually figured out who was behind it. And it was the babysitter. A 30-year-old woman had been putting on a baby voice, coming on a call with a bunch of kids, and pretending to be a sick little girl to get gifts and money. This was the girl's babysitter. Like, she had unlimited access to photos of the little girl, photos of the family, things to make it seem more legit. But none of what she was doing, none of the money and the gifts she got actually went to the little girl. So where did they go? And, like, how sick of an individual do you have to be in the brain to, like, do that? What's wrong with you, love? Something, that's for sure. If it couldn't possibly get worse, her name was Karen. Dig into this Chipotle with me while I tell you about the time that someone tried to buy my used on Depop. So I get a veggie bowl, no meat. I get a little bit of the fajita veggie, and then I get, like, all the toppings. In 2020, I bought, like, a shit ton of clothes on Depop, like, an absurd amount. I was, like, super bored and depressed in quarantine, so I went on, like, an insane shopping spree. Turns out that, like most people, everything that, you know, you bought in 2020 automatically is, like, the worst thing ever when you look at it now. 2020 was a different time. So, girl, I fell victim to every single micro trend. You know, it's like Victoria's Secret, vintage, bustier, corset tops that everyone was, like, wearing on Pinterest with, like, jeans. Girl, I had 7 of those, and not one of them fit my double A cups. They all, like, were just, like, sitting in my closet rotting, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make some of the money that I completely blew back by selling it on Depop again, and someone else can love it. Anything that I didn't want to sell, I just donated, right? So I was like, okay, win-win. I haven't sold anything in months, keep in mind. Like, the last thing I sold was pretty early this year, and then one day I'm just, like, sitting at dinner. Backtracked. I forgot to mention, I had listed one of those corsets, and a man tried to buy it. An old man. I said no. Anyway, one day I'm sitting at dinner, I get, like, a Depop message notification. I go, that's weird, because there's, like, 2 items left on my account. So I was like, okay, maybe they're, like, inquiring about one of the 2 items that I still have up.
And so I like go to look at it, and you won't believe what I saw. Are you selling any of your panties? If so, how much? At least they're like asking my selling price, you know. I was gagged. I gasped. Here's a photo of me live at dinner reading the message. I was also a little tipsy, whenever I received that message, so I thought it was real funny. I did not reply, in case you were wondering. And if I did reply, I would have said that my listing price was $300 million. Because this is supposed to be a classy place. This is Depop, not OnlyFans. If you want to sell your underwear, I'll respect the hustle queen, but not me. Also, I wear like Amazon Basics granny panty, like hipsters. There's just nothing sexy going on in there. Surely there's a market for that, and it is not on the app where Y2K fashion girlies sell their Pinterest inspired clothes for extortionate prices. Maybe that's not the site, you know? Good luck next time. Thank you for your time. I was a victim of bullying as a child.
Which is why I'm so funny and amazing now, because it gave me character. Bullying works.
Back in grade school, there was this girl named Anna, and she was a little menace. She made bullying me her 9-to-5 job. She was getting a check. She was coming to work every single day. She was never missing a single day of work. She was employee of the month when it came to bullying me. Little Miss Anna, Banana, Fofana, Bubana, Banana, Hannah, Manna. She sat next to me in my 2nd grade math class, which was already a hellish experience because my math teacher had this problem where she couldn't pronounce my name correctly. She said it as 2 separate words. So my name to her was not Kaelyn. My name was Kaelyn. My teacher did come up to me one day and asked me if my name was Kaelyn or Kaelyn, like 2 separate words, and I told her it was all one word. My name was Kaelyn, and she never fixed it still. I was still Kay, long pause, Lynn. Anyway, back to the main event. Anna and her God-given purpose to make my life a living hell all throughout school. Anything that you could possibly think of, she did to me. Hit me, called me names, broke my stuff. This is the face of the girl that Anna bullied. Imagine being mean to her. She's perfect. Anna was just mad I was cuter than. It got so bad that one day my mom went into school to drop me off, and she went over to Anna's desk and she was like, "Listen, Anna, be mean to Kaelyn one more time and I will call your mommy." Anna did not give a fuck. Anna's sole purpose was to ruin my life. She did not care if someone was going to call her mommy. Anyway, I never saw Anna again because I left school for homeschooling in 7th grade. That's the last time I saw her. Until one day, I'm sitting in my room in like 2017 or 2018. I'm scrolling through my Instagram comments. I'm just like having a little look. And all of a sudden I'm like, and I look a little closer because I saw a familiar face. And I do some digging and I'm looking at the account and it's fucking Anna. This bitch commented on my Instagram post. And not only was it Anna, but she brought in reinforcements. She brought her little minions. So she had like 3 other girls that used to bully me in gym class who used to sit around me and call me bug eyes. And they were still running their mouth about me in my comments 10 years later. They were like, "I can't believe that she has followers. Her YouTube videos are so stupid and she grew up in this dumbass town." I was like, "Girl, you're from here too, babes. Look in the mirror." Yeah, but that's weird. Kid from school thinks she's somebody now. How embarrassing. You know what's embarrassing? The fact that you're 18 years old. Don't you have to like go vote or something? Made me chuckle. Anyway, Anna, if you're watching this, love you, Anna Poo, Annakins, Anna Banana Blue Bear. Hope you're well out there. All I can say is thank you for like being obsessed with me. Like, I'm blushing. Like, I'm blushing a lot. Trying in and out for the first time while I tell you how I got doxxed when I was 13 on a Minecraft server and then my address got leaked all over the internet. We got the animal style fries. And a grilled cheese animal style. It's absurd amount. I used to be on a YouTube channel called 7 Supergirls, and so I had like an internet presence before I should have. And when I was 13, I used to do this really stupid thing where I had a Minecraft server
I posted the IP address for on like all my social media, and then anyone who like watched my videos could come on. So I met this girl doing this, and her name was Candy. Okay, we're gonna just call her that for the sake of the video. That's not her real name. So Candy and I started talking, we became like pretty good friends, and then Candy introduced me to her other two friends, who for the sake of the video we're gonna call them Mandy and Andy. Just giving JoJo two baby names. So we all met through this stupid Minecraft server, and we would play Minecraft together, and we would like Skype, because that's like the form of communication of this time. Keep a long story short, at some point, I upset Candy. I don't honestly even remember at all what it was. We were in some serious 13-year-old beef. I probably like talked about her behind her back or something because she did something that made me mad on the Minecraft server. I don't even remember. So she probably had a right to be mad at me. However, at this point I had this friend group that we all played Minecraft together, not associated with Candy, Mandy, and Andy, but they also became friends with them, if that makes sense. My other friend group and I had come up with this stupid idea to make a Minecraft live stream. For some reason, we called it the 5 Fab Felicias. So one night in the middle of our Candy, Mandy, and Andy super mega beef, we're doing this live stream, and all of a sudden, weird stuff starts popping up in the live chat. This is why your parents tell you to never give any of your information to strangers on the internet, because I'm pretty sure that Candy, Mandy, and Andy knew like my last name and the state I lived in. Okay, that was too much. I'm minding my business doing my stupid little live stream, and there's like some people on it, you know. All of a sudden, I see in the chat, Wilkins, which is my last name. Keep in mind, my last name was not public information at this point. Like, no one on the internet knew my last name. So I start freaking out, and all my friends start like private messaging me being like, oh my god, why is your last name in the chat? Like, who is that? I'm having a panic attack at this point. And then I thought that was it, right? I thought they just had my last name. Boom, my address. But it wasn't like my whole address at first. They would just say like little parts of it. For the sake of the video, let's pretend I lived on 123 Tree Lane. First it was just like 123, and then it was like 123 Tree. Then it was like 123, like they just like kept slowly, gradually dropping my little info. And at this point, like everyone in the chat started catching on. They were like, what is this? Because I had gone completely mute at this point. Like I was silenced. You could have heard a pin drop. Like it was crickets because we were all freaking out. Anyway, so at this point, everyone's figured out it's my address, and I don't remember how we figured out that it was Candy, Mandy, and Andy, but somehow we did. And my address got posted online on a Wattpad thing where they listed all of the 7 Supergirls addresses. And it was there, and then people came to my house and sent things. I don't have any grudge on any of these people. We all were like stupid kids, and I've spoken to Mandy in the story since then, and we've laughed about it. Hope you guys are all doing well. I no longer live there, so. Thank you for your time.